Hi, this is Legato Assassin, and welcome back to another video. This is a rare commentary that I've done. I feel like I haven't done one of these in ages, being the school holidays. Before we start, that was a really good nade spot if you can hit it. If you didn't have Jug, I would have got it. It's on Team TDM you can usually catch them. Running through blue building, and you can get a kill with a car. If you get a nade on the car explodes, they die. Simple as. What I thought I'd do this commentary is talk about not quitting, not raging. I know it's it can be really frustrating on Call of Duty, especially if you put in a game or a lobby with, let's say, new people that haven't been playing very long. You can just find yourself in a really, really bad situation or a really shit game where you're just getting your ass handed to you. And this doesn't work all the time, but this is just kind of a few kind of tips, really. I would usually play this game, especially TDM, running around like a lunatic and dying, not checking corners, not checking where I'm going, not checking the map, not checking anything, just running blindly into enemy traffic. So I thought I'd just talk about what I've done over the last kind of month or so. What I've done, and I've done this for all game modes. Rogue nade. I got the feeling we were in a spawn trap here, and I kind of felt like I just had to push forward. I didn't want to stay there. So using your stuns and your nades to try and get out of a spawn trap is best. If you can't, you've got to try and play it slow. You can't just rush out. I was quite lucky. I don't think they'd set up. We weren't against a team. I think it was just randoms. Felt like they could have worked the spawn trap there, but if you're in a spawn trap, the best thing to do is to try and just work your way out slowly. Don't try and run out as fast as you can, because you'll just get picked off. You need to try and pick people off who are set up, and try and do it slowly. Don't rush. And speaking of rushing, that's exactly what I've stopped doing. I've stopped running around like a lunatic, not knowing what I'm doing. And it's really paid off. You'll see from this game, there's a lot of, I'm just holding down areas. So this, the 3-story building is a high traffic area. You can catch people in both spawns. So either down by the blue building right at the back, A domination, or you can catch them down by the grassy knoll if they're spawning back there, which would be C dom. And I kind of move up positions between the 3rd-story building and this blue building, only because it's easy to catch people if you're in their spawn. So yeah, it's all about trying to know where the enemy is, knowing which spawn they're on, and knowing where you can set up to pick them off, especially on TDM. Domination's a lot easier, but with TDM, it's usually where your teammates aren't. So, as you can see on the mini-map, my teammates are all kind of C domination over that end. That guy had a UAV jammer, otherwise I would have been set up quite nicely. And the enemy is spawning at that back top A building. So, I just set up here in this 3-story building and wait for them to come in. And they don't do it plentifully, if that's a word. But you can catch them running down that ramp. You can catch them in the blue building. And if you set up by the dumpster, you can catch them running from blue building to the 3rd-story building. So we're kind of a third of the way through the game, or about halfway. We're about halfway through, and we are down by about 10 kills. I think they managed to push it up to 13 or 14 kills. And when you see the score at the end, my teammates really didn't do anything to help. It was just me and one other random who were taking our time and getting all the points for us. Airstrikes on this map are really difficult. They're really, really difficult, especially when they're spawning where they're spawning, because they've got 2 or 3 buildings that they can hide in. And so it's all about knowing where they are, knowing how you can set yourself up to catch them, and taking your time. I desperately wanted to be one of the fast run and gun rushers, submachine gun, picking people off and getting 30 to 35 to 40 kills per kind of TDM game, and that's not really me. And I figured the best way that I can do well and that I have fun and I enjoy this game is to take it a little bit slower. I end up with less kills, but on TDM I end up with a much higher KDR, kill death ratio, which a lot of people complain about. You know, KDR doesn't mean anything. It's just a bunch of numbers, and that's true. It absolutely is. If you're playing Search and Destroy or Domination or any of the other respawn game types other than TDM, yeah, KD doesn't matter. Doesn't mean a shit. You get no extra points for it. It's just a case of, you know, it's just a little trophy for you. It's a little personal thing. But for TDM, it's all about KDR. It's all about how many kills you can get versus how many deaths you don't get. Yeah, that was the other thing. When you get a helicopter, don't call it in that life. Wait till you die and then call it in, because any kills that the chopper gets from goes towards my, it'll count towards my next kill streaks. And this is kind of things that everybody knows, but since Modern Warfare Remastered has been available to buy on its own, there's a lot of new players, so some people might not know this. So yeah, when you get a helicopter, wait till you die, call it in, try not to die, and that helicopter will rack up kills for you, and it'll go towards your next kill streak. This is a nasty little spot. People never check you in this little spot here, and it works rather nicely. So we're kind of in a really tense spot now. We've just nudged ahead, and I'm figuring that they're going to be spawning behind the 3-story building. They are, and they catch. Yeah, they kind of both catch me here, the fuckers. Now I'm gonna do the opposite to them. This is kind of the anti spot for the dumpster in this first floor of the blue building. You can pick people off at that dumpster. You can also catch them on if they're at the top on the 3rd-story building, or first floor on the 3rd-story building. Whatever, I don't know. That middle row, you just saw it. Catching them running down here, trying to flank us. Only 10 kills to go, and it sounds like a lot, but that's only a kill each. And just trying to not die and try and get as many kills as I can. Work your way up to your radar, and then you've got to try and use the radar to then get you your airstrike, and do so nicely. And now I said that airstrikes are pretty useless on this map. They are, unless they're spawning where they're spawning at the moment, and it works out, and that earns me my helicopter. And that's it. Game's over. So yeah, my tips for TDM when you're behind is try not to rush around too much. Try and keep your cool. Try and anticipate where they're spawning, and you can do that by looking at the minimap, looking where your teammates are, and then usually the enemy are going to be spawning where your teammates aren't, if that makes sense. But yeah, if you can do all that, you'll put yourself in a good position. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much, and goodbye.